Hey, Shalom, Shalom, call halal, Yahal, Shem Yahweh Ba Shem Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS. Salutations to the elect, men, women, and children that believe are the 1/3. Here out again another week, and we just going to touch on some prophecies, some current events, and tap into the spirit of Yahal, Shem Yahweh. And so, we're starting with 2nd Ezra 15:1. Bring that up.
The second Ezra chapter 15, verse 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy.
Right, the words of prophecy. So that's what the main thing we supposed to be speaking to the Israelites. Yeah, letting you know you Israel, that's important. Because that's what did he say? These curses shall be unto you a sign. And what a sign does, it guides you back to something. Say you took the wrong exit off the highway, you on 78 and you took the wrong exit, you're like, oh shit, I got off early. You don't necessarily, we got GPS and all of that, but what do signs do? The signs will, say you jumped off east and you need to get back on west, you got signs that will point you back to the direction to get you back on 78 west. So that's what signs is used for, is used to redirect you or direct you back to the direction which you need to go. You know what I mean? People have maps, but really, if you want to go to, now finding a direct street will be harder, but if you want to go to Dover, Delaware, or Philly, or you want to go to New Brunswick, or you could just follow the signs. You just got to have some type of sense of direction. Because as you get closer to say where you going is like west, as you get closer to that destination, the signs that tell you, like, okay, approach in 3 miles. I'll be like, all right, I'm gonna take this. Then when you get off of this, say East Brunswick this way, West Brunswick. Oh, you're like, oh, nah, he live in West Brunswick. Then you just follow signs for West Brunswick. Now, as far as the street, that'll be a little more hard to find, but that's what signs are for. So these scriptures in Israel is spiritual signs. But knowing Israel not enough. Knowing that you're an Israelite, you gotta repent. You know what I mean? You got to come back and you got to know the judgment that's at hand. So the Lord ain't just, yeah, all right, yeah, you Israel, but guess what? 2/3 of Israel not going to make it. 2/3 of Israel going to be destroyed. And the coming destruction.
Yeah. Quick read, Matthew 24, verse 3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be? All right. And what shall be the sign? What shall be the sign of thy coming in the end of thy world?
What shall be the sign that I come in the end of the world? So, and that's what people should be wanting to inquire about. Because everybody know, the average bonehead knows something ain't right with this world. When you hear the worldly people talk, they be like, man, they poisoning us through the food. Like, so basic shit that the government doing, we've been through this. You know what I mean? We've been through the loops, but people know something ain't right with society, especially if you live in the West. People know that. But you should be, but inside the scriptures, the Lord give you signs of the times of his coming and things to look out for. So that's why we mainly come out here to do is prophesy, as what, to touch on the prophecies. You know.
It's 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 2. And cause them to be written, I should like to finish this one. Which, let me bring it back to the top. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the word of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith Yahweh. And cause them to be written in paper.
Right, so the paper that is written on is what? The Bible. Because what? They had to get passed down from what? Generation to generation and given to the Israelites. And you know, that's how you know Esau, the devil that he is, ain't got but so much power. Because, yeah, he got different translations and took things out. But as far as the 1611 King James Version, he ain't tampered with that. As far as change words or change meanings or add things to it, he ain't do it. Why? Because he don't have the power to do that. So that's how you know the Most High is what's still in control. Because how would the Israelites come back to Yahweh Shem Yahweh if his word is distorted? And that's how you know this devil only got but so much. Like Yahweh told me, You only power you got is of what my father gave you. And Esau only got as much power that the father gave him. He don't got as much power to just do whatever the hell he want, like people think he do.
Right? His time is short. The Lord didn't give him eternity like how he gave Israel.
Yeah.
Israel gonna rule for thousands and thousands of years, eternal.
Right.
But this devil's speeding up his time because he knows time is short. He's trying to gather as much destruction as he can and gather the Lord's people.
And he deal with what? Spiritual demons and Satan. And guess who they answer to? They answer to the Most High and Yahweh. That's who they deal. So, and he don't just do what he say. I'm coming to and fro in the earth to seeing who I could devour. And when you deal with Job, he had to get permission to touch Job. And then he said, what? You can't kill him. First he started fucking with Job's possessions. Then he came back to get permissions to touch him. But the Lord was like, all right, but you can't kill him. So what do that tell you? That Satan's power is limited and is still controlled under the left-hand side of the Most High, Yahweh.
For they are faithful and true.
Right, so the paper that the scriptures is written on is the Bible. It's not written on the Quran, the Egyptian Book of the Dead, or the Book of Mormons, or none of these other books. The scriptures is written on the Bible. It's written on the Bible. Primarily the 1611 King James Version. And he said what? They are faithful and true. And that's how you know, because a regular man can't prophesy. And that's how you know that the scriptures is the word of the Lord. It's true because the prophecies is coming to pass. Everything that was written in the scriptures either happened, is happening, or it's going to happen, or you see happening. You know, and you can't deny that. You know, even the things that is historical now, at one part of time it was prophecy. You know, now is what? Now it's fulfilled. Now it's history. But you still got future prophecies that come to pass and things that gotta happen, like the MOTB, and you can see that coming to pass. And that's how you know this is the word of the Lord, because a regular mortal man can't prophesy. He don't know what the fuck gonna happen to him 20 minutes from now.
Hey, you gotta know the scriptures to prophesy. You gotta go in the book to find out what's to come. It's not written in no other book.
Right.
All right, and these scriptures bring out 1,000-year prophecies. Like during the time of them creating this book, was thousands of years in between what's going on now. So you know, when you bring out today's time and it lines up with what the books say, that's a revelation as according to the truth being like the mark. All right, like slavery. That's thousands of years after the book was put together. You know?
And one thing I want to say about you churches, y'all don't fucking prophesy, man. Y'all don't know nothing. You never hear prophecy out of the churches. They deal with individual bullshit prophecy like, oh, I see money in your future.
Prosperity.
Yeah, but they don't prophesize about the world. They might say, oh, when Jesus come back, he's going to show up and show out. Motherfucker, what do that mean? Like, yo, break that down. But they don't talk about like, yo, they might be like, yeah, we living in the end days, but they don't talk about like, they don't get into specifics. And the scriptures talk about specifics.
Like how many are going to be destroyed?
Yeah, death, destruction, sodomites, men lovers of themselves, all kinds of things, you know. False prophets, but they don't touch on these things. Speaking against the government, the nuclear destruction and all, they don't talk about these things. Why? Because for one, they don't know it, and for two, if they did know it, they under a gag order under the 501c3 church charter. So one thing about a 501c3 is, all right, so when you go back into time, you had something called separation between the church and state. So the church and the state was separate. The state had no jurisdiction over the church originally. But this how the state got in. You, out of all your donations, basically you gotta pay taxes. Like if you don't wanna register as a 501c3 because it's a tax exempt status. It's just like running a charity. So if you don't want to pay taxes, and guess what? That's like a business tax. It's not like a regular job tax. So they're going to hit you with probably like 50% of what you make. So out of all that money that's coming into the church, say your congregation alone is donating $40,000 a week. Say your congregation is donating $40,000 a week, and then you got outside donations coming from all over the globe. Esau gonna tax that. So say your congregation, man, and then what? Your people you pay, like your senior pastors, your ministers, all of them is on the 501c3. So you get to write them off on the church tax, and they good. So it's basically a sellout because the churches don't necessarily have to do that. They can be like, man, fuck you, Esau, fuck the government. We just gonna pay you your money and leave us alone. We gonna teach what we want to teach. But hey, that bread is a good bait for to get the tax exempt status because they would eat up. The government was gonna eat maybe 50 to like 60% of your earnings. Because now it's a church, but it's like, yo, now you making money now. You got donations and all that. So that's where the tax exempt status come from. So now if you be like, nah, I want to file under the tax exempt status. So now you inviting the state in. But originally it was church and, when you go back to the law in Babylon, you had the church and state, they were separate. The church was separate from the state. But now you invite the church in. Hey, the devil knocked and you let him in. You invite the church had invited the state in, and now when the state comes in, they said, okay, you could get tax exempt status, but it's a catch. You know, we ain't just gonna give it to you, nigga. Listen, you can't speak against government issues. You can't speak against political issues. You can't speak against like abortions and shit like that. You can't speak against that.
Can't say
Yahweh Shah, the true name of God. You can't say nothing anti-Semitic. Know what I mean? And that's a broad within itself because they deem so much shit anti-Semitic. It's a shame. Or you can't
speak against America.
Yeah, but I say the downfall of America.
Government last day prophecies. That's in there too. Last day prophecies, and what they do, what the state will do is just like any other business. They got inspectors. Like if you got a restaurant, they got inspectors. Any business, the state gonna send inspectors in and make sure you running up the code. So what they'll do is they'll have like little people in the crowd to come, like auditors, to come and like see and make sure you ain't saying nothing off or that's against the charter in your church. And if you is or they catch you speaking on like certain things, they can audit you or write you a big ass fine. Or if they get too tired of you, they'll just snatch your tax. Yes, they'll take your 501c3 away. They'll be like, we take your tax exempt status away. And now, from this point on, your church is responsible to pay the government taxes. And that's why these pastors, when they see new faces coming to church and they don't know who you is, yeah, they thirsty for members too, but they gotta also be skeptical to make sure that you're not like an auditor or somebody that's sent in from the government just sitting in the crowd to mimic, or not mimic, but to take heed and on note on what's being said.
That's that crafty council. They sit around and monitor who they members are. They give you an application to fill out. You signing a contract. You can't do this, you can't do that. You're gonna pay, fees and dues and all that shit.
Yeah.
Because they very careful. And they some fucking sellouts, and they gonna make sure that you a sellout too.
Yeah,
like any gang initiation, they gonna make sure you on board with their guidelines and you on board with their oaths. They ain't gonna make you catch a body, but they gonna make sure that you not mentioning Babylon being America. They gonna make sure that you not giving the true name. All right, they watching you, man, and that's crafty counsel, man.
Yeah.
And they come with a righteous point of view, but they wicked as hell.
And niggas ain't had to sell out. You could have just paid the tax money, but y'all niggas so greedy for that extra bread to the point where you willing to cut the Lord short to get that money. But guess what? You can still eat and live good off of, say they did take 50-60% of your income, right? And you got a nice sized congregation and donations and shit like that, you can still eat and live good. But motherfuckers is greedy, man. You know, because when you really check it out, how much it really costs for a full-time minister to live, say you got a family of 3 or 4, and you got a congregation of what, 75 people? You could rock with that, man.
Yeah, you can also get a goddamn job.
You could get a job. But let's say you want to go full-time, though. The people, because according to the law, the people supposed to take care of what Paul said.
Them niggas.
Yeah, but you could still, some of them do get jobs when they church still young, and they still got the tax exempt status. But they don't have enough congregation to like really like, so they still be working like a side job and still doing ministry. But once they get big enough, they'll dump that and just eat from like the pot.
Well, what's full time for these church people? You go Sunday, you got Bible study, what else you doing?
Right, you're right, because full time for them is Sunday service, and some churches, if they big enough, they have 3 services.
Yeah,
They have
noon
morning,
and
afternoon, and they have one in the evening.
Yeah.
But really, I don't call that sincerity. They doing that shit to get more bread, because that's like, yo, say I got tuna steaks. If I just serve salmon steaks in the morning and just shut down shop, yeah, I ate and I made money, but listen, if I kept that shit going afternoon time, and if I kept that shit going night and late night, I'm going to triple and double down on my money. It's a service. So that's why they had the 8 o'clock service. They have like the 12, the pastor nigga arrest. They have a 12, 11 o'clock service. Then he'll run the same shit back around 5. Yeah, around 5.
I was in that motherfucker all fucking day. I know.
And they just be collecting on you niggas, man. And they be collecting, you know? So, but most of them don't do that no more. Niggas is lazy. Or if they do have 3 services, they won't preach all 3. They'll have one of their ministers to do the second one, and they'll have a guest speaker come and do like the 3rd one maybe. You know what I mean? And but he might do the first one. And then what? You got Wednesday Bible studies, and after that, the church is closed.
Exactly. So what are you full time doing? You're on a golf course.
The church really supposed to be open,
right?
All 24/7. You know, like yo, it's the yeah. Hey, Joel Osteen, when that hurricane hit, that nigga locked them niggas out. He locked them niggas out. Them Jakes down there in Houston, that nigga boarded. He like, y'all niggas ain't coming up in here because they needed like a place for refuge.
Shelter.
Yeah. He straight boarded his shit up.
That's how they gonna leave y'all high and dry. They gonna take their earnings, and you ain't gonna see them.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is 2 Hedges chapter 15, verse 3. Fear not the imaginations against it.
Yeah, because when we come out here, people gonna imagine hurting us, and they have. So the Lord said, don't fear that. People imagine like doing things to us just because they don't like what we said and they don't like what's being brought out. And Jake don't like when you like expose them and curse them out. Especially, if they with their woman or some shit like that, they get mad. And we've been on hella highways and ghettos and hoods and neighborhoods and projects and shit, dropping the word, telling Jake to repent, telling niggas they wicked, telling niggas to stop gang banging and all that shit. And guess what? Motherfuckers get upset because Jake a lot of times feel like, who is you? Especially if you a Jake like them, or if they're a little older than you or whatever, they feel it's like, nigga, who is you to come and tell us that we should be doing anything. Nigga, you ain't even from out here. You know what I mean? And they, you know, they feel like that, and you bringing the word out. But the Lord said, what? I had made your foreheads hardened against their foreheads. So the Lord said, fear not the imaginations against thee. Because them old prophets was really threatened. You know, they grabbed up Aaron and told him to make that golden calf. Or it ain't saying in the scriptures, but you can imagine, like, yo, Aaron, you gonna go and rip that fucking golden calf.
Them niggas too.
Yeah. Like, you know, Jake, nigga, you gonna make us a golden calf, nigga. Or we gonna fucking kidnap your wife. You ain't gonna see your son again, nigga. We gonna beat the fucking shit out of you every day, nigga. You gonna make us that golden calf. Cause you know Aaron was righteous. So you know, you're like, yo, why would he probably got pressured by them wicked jakes to go with, like, and not to justify them doing that, but like to go and get that golden calf, man. You know, so a lot of them prophets, man, they was under a lot of pressure. But go ahead.
Quick precept.
Yeah.
This is Luke chapter 14, verse 23. And the Lord said unto the servants, go out onto the highway and hedges and compel them to come in that my house that he filled.
Yeah, and that's what we doing. We compelling those to come in through the unicorn, and we out in the byways, the hedges.
We ain't
but
in
it's
no
still
church. We
it's still
outside.
people coming there, but we still under the groves. Because the church, if you look at the church, it got them groves on top, but it's just like the trees do.
Yeah.
And we by the waters. But go ahead.
2 Hedges 15 and verse 3. Fear not the imagination against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee.
Incredulity.
Incredulity.
Yeah, so N means not, credu, it means credit. ITY is just a suffix, meaning not credit. So what credit is what? Belief. So if you give somebody credit, you saying what? I got faith, I'm having faith in you that you're gonna pay me back. Like that's what the word credit means. Like you basically you putting your faith in somebody and trusting that they will do the right thing. Right? So incredulity means basically the Lord saying, let not the disbelief, give me Romans 3 and 3, let not the disbelief of them trouble you. Because like you shouldn't give a fuck what these worldly people think about you. Because their mind is programmed by the beast system. They agents of the state. So why would you give a fuck what they think? You know what I mean? And what? They thoughts is liable. These people's thoughts not solid. You know what I mean? Their thoughts is liable to change in any second, especially these fucking women. They mood swing in their emotions. They will switch, they'll tell you one thing, then they'll feel another certain way 10 minutes later, and they forgot that they even said the total opposite shit to you. So that's what the Lord said, don't let the disbelief of them, oh, you ain't no prophet, you ain't this and that, you ain't this and that. I don't believe that. The Lord said, don't let that, let not the incredulity trouble you. The shit, they disbeliefs and the things they gotta say. You got that?
Yeah, and 95% of y'all in this world don't even move according to the scriptures. Y'all lean upon your own understanding and try to figure out things. And y'all always giving the wrong decisions or advice when we should be listening to the saints, the judges, the men of the Lord for our decision making on any matter. So, you know, the Lord know what he's doing by taking 2/3 of y'all out. But this is Romans chapter 3, verse 3. For what if some did not believe?
Yeah, what if some did not believe?
Shall their unbelief make the faith of God without effect?
Yeah, so he's saying like, yo, what if some did not believe what we saying? Should they unbelief make the prophecies not come to? Because people say that, oh, I don't believe that. But in their mind, if I don't believe it, that means it's not going to happen. Or somebody will say, well, that's your belief. Meaning that like, or that's your truth, or that's how you feel and you entitled to that. But guess what? I'm entitled to how I feel too. So nigga, we even. So that's what they say. Like that's you ever heard worldly people spit worldly wisdom? And you be like, yo, And some of that shit might make sense a little bit, but you be like, nah, nigga, y'all niggas off. Y'all niggas off. Like when them worldly niggas talk that generational wealth shit. You ever heard them worldly niggas start talking that shit? Like, yo, first of all, nigga, y'all niggas curse. If you do get some bread, say you get like 30 million. Nigga, you better blow 25, and you got like 4 kids. Man, listen, you better blow like 27 million and leave them niggas a good 4, 5, 600,000. Them niggas don't know what to do with that shit. Then you fuck. Hey, Jackie Chan said it. He said an ill line. He said, my son gotta learn to make his own money. If not, he would just be wasting mine. And I was like, damn, that's heavy. Because if you don't know how to get out here and provide for yourself and generate your own money, you just gonna be a leech and dependent on me, regardless of how much money I got. You just gonna waste it. And what Shaq told his sons, he said, we not rich. I'm rich. Yeah, because kids, people do not appreciate shit they don't work for. And hey, look at us. We fucked up the kingdom because the kingdom was straight up given to Adam. And guess what? He blew it. But now we got to work for the kingdom. So now when we get it, it's going to be like, nah, we ain't about to fuck this up. People do not appreciate shit that they don't work for.
50 Cent baby moms is beefing with him because he stopped giving his son like 60 down allowance because his son is like 20 something. So he like, yo, you gotta be happy that you're getting 4,000 or 6,000 a month. And she turned his son against him by putting in his head he should be getting more from his son. I mean, from his pops.
Yeah, because he got it.
Yeah, but 50 like, yo, nah, I'm not giving you my wealth. I'm gonna make you not appreciate getting it on your own.
Right.
He opened up a sneaker store for him, and he still ain't do nothing with that because he feel like, yo, my pops is a multi-million-dollar tycoon. I should be able to live off of him for the rest of my life. Yeah, and that's the mentality of y'all spoil-you-ass kids of today.
He blew it. The nigga that's his name, Marquise.
Yeah.
That and see, when we was coming up, our parents gave us allowance. Like you would have to like wash the dishes, rake the lawn. You would have to do all of those different things, and then you would get like $20 a week, and this and that. And then, if you had real good parents, what they'd do is, as you got that $20 a week from working around the house and doing different shit, passing your grades and shit, when you be like, I want that new video game, they're going to your money you work for, and they'll make you purchase the shit with your own money. So now when you bought that game with your own blood, sweat, and tears. You ain't about to fuck that game up. You ain't about to be playing it with, you ain't about to have syrup pancakes in the fucking joystick and shit like that. But when your parents just give you shit, and you don't make them work for it, they don't appreciate shit. And then they feel what? They feel entitled. They feel entitled like you have to give them something. Then when you don't give it to them, they spaz out. They spaz out and start flipping out.
It's like Hedges chapter 15, verse 4. For all the unfaithful shall die in the unfaithfulness.
Yeah, so the Lord said, fuck these people. Don't worry about the discrediting or disbelief they got. Because all of the people who disbelieve in these scriptures going to die in their disbelief at the end of the day. And the end of the day is here.
Behold, saith Yahweh, I will bring plagues upon the world.
Yeah, he's like, listen, I'm bringing plagues upon the world. Read on.
The sword, famine, death, and destruction.
Right, the sword, which is what? Violence. And that's happening all throughout the planet. Even these neighborhoods, like, you used to deem as, like, good neighborhoods or safe neighborhoods, them ain't safe neighborhoods no more. As far as, like, and I hate when people say that, you know, one bit, up here in Livingston, I play dumb with these people. Sometimes it's just best to be looked at as dumb because people will reveal more to you and talk to you more. Like, and people love to feel like they some fire, like I'm schooling you. So, you know, I asked like, hey, so is it safe here They're like, where you from? I'm like, yeah, I'm from East Orange. Yeah. I'll be like, oh, what part of town is this? I know what fucking part of town it is. But, you know, oh, this is Scotch Plains. I'm like, oh, it looks pretty nice around here. Is it safe? Oh, very, very safe. And their eyes get big, very safe. Like, nigga, nowhere is safe. If a man can make himself safe, how could the Most High be the Most High? The Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah wouldn't be who they are if a human being can make itself safe. And sometimes when you play it safe, you putting yourself in danger. Case in point, putting on a seatbelt. You'd be like, now it's you got a higher chance of surviving a violent accident, quote unquote. But guess what? What if the metal fold in on the car and you trapped inside and it's a gas leak? And you ain't got no a little pocket knife. Nah, you could get out, but when your hand is squished in and you can't get to the seatbelt, only thing that's keeping you from getting out of that car is the seatbelt. But the seatbelt, you can't get to your pocket knife, or you don't have a pocket knife, right? And you can't get over the metal that's crushed over you to eject yourself from the thing, and it's a gas leak, and you could go through the sunroof and get out, but the seatbelt got you locked in. And the shit keep leaking, and the UV light spark that gas and blow your ass up in the car and you die. And they be like, yo, he could have got out. You know these dumb people around with their cameras, they ain't helping you, just holding the camera. Yeah, man. Hey, the brother possibly could have got out if he could got out of the seatbelt. It looked like he was trapped. Yeah. Study found him locked in the seatbelt. When the fire got hosed off the car, he was locked in the seat from his seatbelt. So guess what?
If.
Yeah.
If was a fifth, we'll all be drunk.
Hey, people get rich off of ifs. What you think insurance is about? Insurance is about a future danger. What you think anxiety is about? Anxiety is when somebody think of the future so much and what can happen that it affects their present state, and you have an anxiety attack. You be like, oh man, if I don't get this money, man, and you just worry so much that you like, and you go into all these hypothetical things that if you don't eventually get this amount of money up, you're not gonna be able to do this. And if you can't do this, you can't do that. And your girl gonna be mad. Then you think about all of these problems ambushing you, and shit ain't even happened. But you think about it so much that you cause yourself to have a nervous breakdown. So if you're dealing with anxiety, that's really a lack of faith.
That's right.
Because you don't know what the Lord gonna bless you with or give you. And even if he don't give it to you, the Lord didn't want you to have it. You just gotta accept that. You can't be panicking about the fucking future and what it might bring and what's gonna happen to you if you don't do this and do that based off of your own understanding.
A lot of y'all believe that y'all saved already. How you saved if you can still go out your door and get blown away or hit by a car? All of that stuff is non-factoring if you saved. So that faith that you have in the Most High, which a lot of Christians believe that they are faithful and true believers, but y'all believe with the prideful spirit that y'all saved already. If y'all saved already, what does Yahweh Shah coming back gonna have to do if y'all saved already? Where's the hedge of protection that he's gonna be bringing back if y'all saved already? That's the if that y'all need to question. Because y'all always so confident that y'all saved, but y'all still get gunned down, y'all still die. Y'all still die of diseases. Y'all die of old age. That's not being saved. So y'all better check that out.
So when they say that, what are you saying you saved from? Quote unquote sin. Who commits sin? You commit sin yourself. So you saved from yourself? It don't make sense. Like, how you gonna be saved from sin if you're the one committing sin?
Right, and because the elect is the ones ultimately saved. You know, when the judgment comes. but the judgment ain't come yet. So that's why we say we of the hopeful elect.
Right.
Verse 5. Verse 6. For wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth.
Yeah, wickedness have polluted the whole earth, man. Hey, look at gangbanging. That shit was just at one point like just a California thing, and a thing of like Chicago. You know, going back to the 60s and 70s. But primarily the blood and crip shit. That was like a Chicago thing. Men always had cliques and groups, but that whole blood and crip concept, niggas clowned to that shit in the 90s. They're like, oh, y'all niggas blood and crip, y'all niggas corny as hell, y'all fake ass. Nigga, that shit out, that's some out west dumb shit. Niggas knew, like East Coast niggas looked at that shit as like corny as hell. They laughed at it. But guess what? 10, 15 years later, I remember that Nori song? Niggas left God body, but they came home blood. Know what I mean? So like, now that shit mimic. Now you got fucking blood and crips in Africa. You go to certain parts of Africa, and hey, you got Moab and them doing that shit.
Yeah.
Know what I mean? Way in fucking some East Asian country somewhere. You know, trying to mimic, you know, what Jake do. Look at sodomy, homosexuality, lesbianism. That shit spread. Hey, I was talking to one Jamaican chick where in Jamaica you had to keep that shit on the low. You was put down. Now in Jamaica,
no more, yeah.
now in Jamaica, they said that shit is a normal, everyday thing. That shit is like a regular thing. People like accept it now. And places where it was like unheard of. You know what I mean? Or it was there, but you better not ever dare come out in public. They called it like a bocce mob.
Yeah,
I mean,
sport.
Yeah, you came out in public is like and saying that your ass was put down. Quick.
Oh, Chichi man.
Mm-hmm. But now that shit is like generally accepted amongst the public and the population. You know, from kids all the way to adults.
Yeah, that wickedness is getting global. Things, places where that was untolerated, now they accepting it on a high level.
And they bold with it now too. Like niggas will come up to you and ask you. You get down with other men? Like, excuse me, sir?
Right, just like old Sodom and Gomorrah,
Right.
because they had ran up on them, on the angels, during the time of Lot.
Finishing in 6. And their hurtful works are fulfilled. Therefore saith Yahweh, I will hold my tongue no more as touching the wickedness.
Yeah, he said, listen, I'm not going to hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness. Meaning what? I'm going to send my prophets out to expose the shit they doing and tell them to repent. Because that's how the Lord speaks to his men. Read on.
Which they profanely commit. Neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves.
Yeah, Jake exercise, which is iniquity. You know what I mean? So Jake exercise themselves in sin. Meaning they do it over and over and over and over and over again without any thought of repentance. It's just like, it basically is like routine for them. Like you're telling a nigga like, when you going, they be like, nigga, we do this. They'll tell you like, nigga, this like, we do this shit all the time, nigga. You like, you don't feel bad? They're like, nah, hell no, nigga, feel bad. Nigga, we been fucking other niggas bitches for like, or you could be like, yo, that woman got a husband she been with for 15 years, 20 years, and like, yo, you don't feel bad, like you interfering with the, nah, nigga, hell no,
Ain't
feel
my bitch.
bad. Nigga, I've been doing this like, it's no remorse for it. They've been doing this shit so long, it's not even a thought of feeling sorrowful or feeling bad about it, or even thinking about stop doing it.
If it wasn't me, she'd be doing it with another nigga.
And if this rap shit don't pay, I'ma start selling drugs around my way. Killing my own people in the USG. They gonna get it from somebody, so I'd rather it be me. That Onyx shit. But guess what? I think that was Sticky Fingers. But
And what's the name of that song?
the last days. And that's the mentality of what people in the last days. The wickedness is just like, the sin is like, yo, fuck it, nigga. We've been like, everybody doing this shit. And
You
once
not wicked? What's wrong with you? That's the truth of this world. Like, you ain't got no sinful act going on in your life. What is wrong with you?
Hey yo,
Or you don't do
what
drugs
do you
and shit.
like? It says exercise. What do niggas call it when they go out and kill niggas? A drill. And what is the drill? An exercise. Niggas like, oh, I'm about to go on this drill. And it says that they regularly exercise themselves.
Damn. That's a nice link up.
Right.
Quick pre. This is Amos chapter 9 verse 8. Behold, the eyes of the Lord God are upon the sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth, saying that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob.
Because America, especially since the Israelites here in both, America is the influential hype man for wickedness for the whole planet. Because when you go to these other countries, they major cities is mimicked behind Babylon. They like you go to Ghana, Accra, or Rome, Italy, or fucking Singapore, or you go to fucking Nairobi, Kenya, and Lobos, Nigeria, and these fucking places. Yo,
Everybody got
that
an
shit is
American.
mimicked.
Yeah.
It got like a whole. It's a fake ass Babylon. It's like a fake ass New York. Because once you've been in New York, you kind of like it's mimicked behind like a fake ass New York. And then the people got the mentality like of like, but it's not as bad because it's still like a foreign country. But you could look like, yo, these motherfuckers is like basically where I just left from. But they like a watered down version. They like a watered down version of it. That's why when you come over there with your swag or whatever, they like, yeah, you the nigga we trying to be like. Maybe you could teach us more of the culture. Because we just trying to mimic it from shit we see on TV. But we got an actual nigga from over there here with us. You like a fucking god to us. You want to teach us all the Babylonian ways. Like, teach us how to sea walk, nigga. Like, teach us how to, you know, and Jake, you know, happen to go, or Westerners go over there and they become like idolized. But they not really idolizing you, they idolizing the fact that you from the West, and they look up and they think that you could bring them on like a higher level, whether wickedness, finance, or whatever, from being from over here. So everybody trying to make friends and be friends with you and befriend you.
Wherever Esau go, he bring the blueprint of what he did here in America, in New York. And what he does, he builds skyscrapers even in the sands of Dubai. He give them architecture to be like, yeah, here's the blueprint which I can make money off of. Build like this, build casinos, build 70-foot skyscrapers.
Urban buildings.
Yeah, smart cities. And he got embassies in every country. So everybody got the blueprint on how Esau brings his wickedness with him, and they also develop his mind state. They women starting to act like the people over here in Babylon.
The kids becoming rebellious.
They do everything that they see was going on over here. And what they see going on over here is the high level of wickedness. High level of drug selling, gang banging, prostitution, all right? Scamming, you name it. America, which is actually modern day Babylon, is actually is the blueprint for everything that everybody else do. Like the brother was saying.
It said the border of wickedness. Give me that Malachi 1:1, 1 through 3. Quick precept. How long we been rocking out? For like 45?
44. You're right.
But that's that 4-4.
Yeah.
Malachi
1 and 1, all the way to 3.
This is Malachi, chapter 1, verse 1. The burden of the word of the Lord to Israel by Malachi. I have loved you, saith the Lord, yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith the Lord, yet I have loved Jacob, and I hated Esau.
Yeah, he said, I had loved Jacob and I have hated Esau. Read on.
And
who
laid
was
his
Jacob,
mountains.
the father of the Israelites, and who was Esau, the father of the so-called white people?
Right.
Amalek, the so-called Jews, on down to the rest of you devils. It said, well, I have hated Esau. Read on.
And laid his mountain and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. Verse 4. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished.
Right, that's it. Oh, did it say the borders of wickedness?
No.
Oh, go ahead. Read on.
Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down.
Right, so because Esau trying to build up these cities, but guess what? The nuclear bomb's coming and they're going to wipe them right down. And when you check out these cities, there's buildings going, especially here on the East Coast, it's buildings going up like crazy. Because what? More and more people coming into the country.
That's right.
Read on.
And they shall call them the borders of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord have indignation forever.
Yeah, and that's what you said. Wherever they go is exposed. But guess what it said? Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. Read this in the G&T. The same chapter, because they said, nah, the churches say God didn't hate Esau, he hated the sin Esau did. Bullshit. Read that.
From the top?
Yeah.
All right, this is Malachi 1 in the Good News Translation. This is the message that the Lord gave Malachi to tell the people of Israel. The Lord says to his people, I have always loved you. But they reply, how have you shown your love for us? The Lord answers, Esau and Jacob were brothers, but I have loved Jacob and his descendants, and have hated Esau and his descendants.
So there you go. So because what? When Malachi wrote this, when this was written in Malachi's time, Jacob and Esau was dead already. But so the Lord got clear here. He said, what? I have loved Jacob and his descendants. So it's not just a person thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it says, what? I have hated Esau and his descendants.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're a descendant of Esau, even if you ain't even so-called do nothing, the Lord got hatred for you. And he got love for who? His people, Jacob, the descendants of him. Now, of course, he pissed off at the 2/3, and he going to judge them, but they going to come back right in the kingdom ultimately. But
right.
peep that, it says, what I have, and that's why it's good to touch on them other translations, because it actually specifies that the descendants, because it's like, yo, what about the great to the 10th power grandchild? That's still a descendant of Esau.
Mm-hmm.
And that shows you the nature of the Most High. Let me get back that second evidence.
That's right. That's a righteous indignation. And it ain't like he let it die down. That indignation is going to be until the time his son Yahweh Shah returns, man.
Yeah. No, I was at 8.
That's what the eyes of fiery flames is for, the anger. You know, when you get mad, you get that red eye. That fiery flame is what Yahweh Shah coming back with. All right? He has a flaming sword. And that flaming sword is them nukes, man. Something that Esau created. His Smiths created those nukes. But the Lord has a funny sense of humor, because they thinking they making that to combat every nation against them. But the Lord made that nuke for themselves, to nuke themselves. All right? But they're going to have to bomb everywhere.
That's right.
Combat their adversaries. All right. So that flaming sword is the nukes, man, and also the chariots with the laser beams. And that's the highest level of a sword. All right.
Right, because the sword was the top weapon. And when all this shit is destroyed, that's the only weapon that's going to be around. The swords.
That's the only weapon they're gonna be fighting with. And the laser beams is what the angels, the chariots is gonna be fighting with. They ain't gonna be bullshitting with y'all with no conventional weapons. One zap and you out of here. And they show that in the movie
Independence Day.
in War of the World.
And Wars of War.
When you get hit with that, you out of here.
Tom Cruise, when he said he shall be beaten into powder before his sight.
That's right.
But go ahead.
The second Ezra chapter 15, verse 6. For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth.
For wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth. So it's like you can't really go nowhere where you could dodge and hide from wickedness. You know what I mean? Because like it's drugs, gangs, sodomites everywhere. Everywhere you look up. So what you call a so-called bad neighborhood, just because it ain't no garbage on the ground over there, you got all types of foul shit and wickedness happening in these so-called suburban areas where these Elamites and Edomites and these heathens live at. Matter of fact, it might be more fouler shit going on there than in the hood.
Hell yeah.
You know, they be having PDF file rings. They be having sex trafficking shit. And it don't be too much in the hood. It be
Public
like
execution.
yeah, they be like they be having tunnels and shit that run through these different towns and shit that you don't know about.
That's right. Them drug cartels, they kill your ass in the most worst way. Kill the whole family. Alright? They in those Hamite countries, they stone you for dumb shit. The smallest thing. You steal, or if you Christian, or you know, if it's an Arab state, they execute you for worshiping the Bible. Them Hamites, man, they got malicious 12-year-old killers. All right.
Ishmael.
Yeah, they get they malicious high off for heroin at like 11, 12 years old.
The Sicarios.
And kill whole villages just because you're not a certain tribe. That's wicked. The Tutus and the what's the other one? The Watusi.
The Zulus, the Sudanese.
They kill public officials just because what their governmental ideals are. Or if you're not a drug lord, if you don't represent the drug lords, they take out a mayor or a governor or the prime minister. All right, warlords who run guns, and they get shipped right to America, where 2/3 get their hands on it. Seen Sons of Anarchy, right?
That's his shit.
Sons of Anarchy is dealing with the Irish and the Russians bringing guns to America.
Y'all swear by that shit.
Yeah, it's an international gun running scheme, but it's getting brought here into America. And not only into the hands of the Aryans or the white bikers, they got to deal with the 6ix9ine, the blacks, and the Mayans. So all those guns is coming from out of the country, but guess what? That's wickedness going on in other places and being brought right back full circle to the head, the ones who sit at the seat, the dragon. And they in bed with those wicked people. Because the ATF, the CIA, they don't plan on stopping it. They just want to get key figures to go according to their case to make their career better. Like, all I want to do is get Carlos. All I want is Ivan, the main executive gun runner.
Fernando.
Yeah, or the main heroin dealer. But the rest of that shit could go on. They ain't about against the war on drugs.
You don't even hear them talk about the war on drugs no more.
Nah.
That shit is, remember that was an everyday thing. Remember the DARE program?
Yep.
Drug abuse resistance education.
Or the NAD, Mothers Against something.
Drunk drivers.
Yeah.
Yeah. They don't have that, because it was all bullshit anyway. But now, when you bullshit for so long and you know the people know you bullshit, it's like, fuck it, man. Like, we ain't doing that shit no more. Like, the jokes is up.
Back at 6. And their hurtful works are fulfilled. Therefore saith Yahweh, I will hold my tongue no more touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually.
Right, the souls of the just complain continually. And that's how you know you got a righteous spirit, because you complain and you put curses that like, damn Lord, we got to get out of here. I say that. There ain't the day I wake up in Babylon that I don't say that. We don't.
And therefore saith Yahweh, I will surely avenge them, and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter.
Yeah, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter, because they following behind Esau. And Esau is leading them to the destruction. But they thinking they getting benefits and cookies. So all this tech, for example, all this technology, people just getting locked up for the MOTV. But they think it's a cool, convenient thing. But they don't know that this is all MOTV, beast system technology to put the C hip in. We don't.
I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof.
Yeah, so in all the land thereof, which is, and going back, that's a key, because Revelations 18, Isaiah 34, Isaiah 13, Jeremiah 50, 51, he said all those chapters talk about a whole land being wiped out. And that's how you know America is spiritual Egypt, America is spiritual Babylon, Babylon the Great, as the scripture said. He said, what? I will smite Egypt with plagues as I did before. And what Egypt had, their water supply was cursed. You couldn't drink the water. You turned water into blood. He sent the grasshoppers to destroy the crops. He caused a famine. Hey, what else? He caused blackouts. And people ain't ready for no, see, people here used to, you know, shit getting turned off for a few hours. People ain't used to no real long ass blackout. To where your food in your freezer is like the frosting. And if you don't cook it, the shit gonna spoil and go bad.
What was that, Sandy, when niggas was bugging out for a little bit of time?
Yeah, and that was a look. The motherfuckers ain't ready for no real long ass blackout.
Like, it's not coming back type blackout. You can
Famine.
forget about it type blackout.
That's famine.
See, during the day, people gonna be like probably regular in the night, but when night come, people gonna get, hey, where the freaks come out at night. Motherfuckers gonna get grimy as hell when they come at night. The same motherfucker said hello smiling in the daytime. Just like that same spirit of that purge. You know what I mean? People gonna be like, yo, it's nighttime. It's no, hey, and one reason a lot of serial killers laid back because of the technology. There's cameras everywhere. So a lot of them serial killers that did get away, that they didn't catch, and the ones that still lurking and lingering, they fell back because of the technology too crazy. But once they find, because back then you be like, man, ain't nobody around. Look at this bitch right here. And if I kill, it shouldn't take me no more than 40 seconds to kill this bitch. And dump a body behind these weeds. Ain't nobody watching. And they'll be right. They'll come with their little bullshit technology. Oh, got a little print here, footprint here, but like, you know, Anne-Marie Davis is dead, found in the side of the park. And it'll take them long as hell to really catch up to them.
10, 15 years.
Yeah, but now you can forget about it. If you running around doing shit like that, you ain't gonna make it you ain't gonna make it too far.
Your phone pin right next to her phone pin, nigga, you did it.
DNA, that DNA shit.
Yeah. Your sneeze next to the body, nigga.
All kinds of shit.
We got your saliva from a cigarette butt next to the crime scene.
And that's old technology. They got other shit.
Drones and
Drones, yeah.
Yeah.
Drones. We saw you 30,000 feet up.
Yeah. Like, yeah, you went over here, this building here. He had to go there, track your ass down.
Like, hey, this you, right? This you? This you on camera? That's you right there. Look at the tattoo on your neck.
Yeah, and they could
We
zoom
tracked
in.
you on the tools and everything.
Yeah. And you probably paid cash. But when you paid cash, the cashier had on Google glasses.
Man.
So we took her Google glasses and we got your ass talking to the cashier.
We hacked into that shit. And then the car in front of you was a Tesla. But they had a camera in the back that tracked your license plate.
Man.
You can't do shit.
Hell no.
And the thing about it is, like, yo, creeps ain't, like, them creep ass niggas, they ain't stop being creeps. They just can't creep no more. Because they gonna get caught.
Yeah, the chance of them getting caught
Yeah.
That purge coming.
yeah, it's significantly higher. But when shit black back out and the technology is not empowered, because all that is empowered through a grid, man, it's back up again. Because it's just like, yo, my chance of me, because crime is about what? Like they say in the streets, killing niggas is easy, but getting away with it, that's what's hard, right? So like, crime is about getting away with it. Yeah, I could do it. Anybody could do it. But the part is like, am I gonna, if I do it, nigga, I'm not trying to go down for this shit. Like, I'm not trying to do 30 years, 20 years for this shit, nigga. I'm trying to do this shit, enjoy the fruits of doing it, and fucking lay low somewhere and chill. I'm not trying to have shit come back to me. And that's what, hey, if you check it out though, and a lot of these cities, the crime rate had just plummet, like poof. Like North used to have like 150, 200 murders a year, some shit like that. And it's a medium-sized city.
New York went down 14%.
Yeah. So like now North was having, and I'm not going for no, it's good, you know, because most of them killings is niggas killing each other anyway, right? So now North got like 47 murders. You know what I mean? Like, you know, so it's just like, yo, compared to 150, 200 murders compared to like 10 years ago, that's like significantly down. And you got wicked ass niggas talking about something. Yeah, North fell off, man. North fell off, man. North ain't even on the map like that no more. And they'd be like, yo, like, I know what they mean, but I just ask them anyway. So like, what you mean? I'm like, yeah, like North not that spot, man. North used to be that spot, like where it went down at, man. Like North ain't, like North fell off, man. And that's a nigga for you, like he glorifying violence.
Yeah.
So like if the body count is up and the body count is high, he'd be like, yeah, I'm from the Brick City, man. Yeah, the shit with pop all day, man, yeah. But if the shit go down and niggas not killing each other, niggas is falling back, doing whatever, and the violence has dropped, you be like, man, this shit fell off, man. Like this shit ain't even on the map no more. And that's what niggas glorify and praise. They praise left-handed shit, Satan, wickedness. Okay. But due to the technology and how people getting caught, word spread back to the hood like, yo, did someone such get away with it? They're like, nah, the prosecution got him like with some fucking, the Tesla car caught him. Miss Johnson Tesla, that shit had park spot cameras on it. So when like, oh, they like, you know, the technology is crazy, man. The technology is like too crazy. Remember that dude they caught in New York? They tracked him to the McDonald's.
Yep.
Like, yo, you really, so Esau love niggas killing each other. But if they, all right, case in point, if a nigga shoot another nigga, they'll catch up to him later. If they don't catch him, they don't care. It was another nigga, right? But if a nigga kill a cop, guess what?
The city on fire.
Man, they'll find that nigga like in 2 days, 3 days. But long as they killing each other, oh, we don't know who it is or where he went. Out here in Bloomfield, a dude sprayed some anti-Semitic shit on one of their synagogues. They, like within 4 days, they found that nigga. I'm like, how the fuck they found this nigga in 4 days? And he just sprayed some shit on the side of it. It's like, yo, how the fuck they knew where this nigga went? Or like, how y'all like in 4 days?
Cameras everywhere.
Found him back, went to his house, locked his ass up.
Probably cameras in the bathroom when you go in to take a shit.
Out in Oakland, they stuck a jewelry store. They got the jewelry or whatever, but the camera, part of their security system is like 200-300 feet in the air, not low enough where you could see it. The shit was, because it got collision avoidance, so it gotta be high. They was tracked by the drone.
Oh, I seen that. Yeah.
Yeah, they tracked them. It was like mad niggas. They tracked them. They tracked them by the drone to a building in Oakland, and you know inside the building they got cameras, so it could show which apartments they ran into and all of that.
Yeah.
So, but when you deal with crime with that many people, all you gotta do is get one nigga to start singing. He gonna tell who everybody is.
They say the first person that tells
So
you the
get
better
the deal. Yeah, the deal don't stay on the table for everybody.
I think that's red, man.
The same,
that
the
is.
same way that y'all trust in the criminal justice system or believe that crime is gonna be down, it's the same way y'all gonna trust when they introduce to y'all that chip. Cause that's the whole part of the chip, the technology.
What's good,
Right.
Red? All right.
The same way, you know, they use rappers to bring out the mark. They're gonna introduce it to y'all by showing you how effective their crime fighting skills are with the drones, the cameras, all right, their forensics. But that's making y'all get comfortable with thinking that you can rely on them. So when the time comes, just like with the jab, they had a lot of y'all comfortable with taking the jab, and y'all got Vanessa. Y'all got finessed 2 times with that shit. Cause there's so many implications that's showing that people who got the jab are affected in a way that it's like a detonation to come later on. But this is let me go pull up a precept that I was thinking about, which is Ezekiel 9. All right, where it says hold on, what precept I have right here? This is the precept that I'm talking about, which mention how y'all think that it's all good, and y'all believe that, all right, Babylon is going to bring y'all out of this. And this is 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 3. For when they shall say peace and safety, then suddenly destruction come up upon them, as travaileth in my eyes, as travaileth upon
A woman
with child, and they shall not escape. So that that destruction is coming just when y'all think y'all at the highest, the pinnacle of law enforcement. All right, because we did mention that crime is down, and a lot of y'all people think that y'all safe to do what y'all do, to wear what the women that wear what they wear. But that stuff is coming to an end because, like I said, the purge is coming. And it ain't going to be no crime, no criminal justice system. It's going to be all-out war, all-out injustice. that's when martial law comes in. And there's going to be no law. So people going to have the freedom to do whatever they want. So that's the sudden destruction also that's coming to y'all.
This is 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 12. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that Yahweh shall bring upon it. They that till the ground shall mourn, for the sea shall fail through the blasting hail and with fearful consolation. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another.
Yeah, that's what, race wars. And not just that, you're going to have what, class wars. Because now it's not just a race thing, it's about the half and the have-nots. So you're going to have the middle class attacking the rich, and you're going to have the poor attacking the middle class. Like if you live in this area and you looked at it like you got it, you're going to have certain classes of people. That's what it said, the Egyptians shall fight against the Egyptians. That's what, Americans versus Americans, but it's not just like an all-out Royal Rumble. It's broken up into classes of people. Because the poor hate the rich and the rich hate the poor. Because the poor look at the rich like, you bougie ass nigga, I should smack you and take your shit. Right? Just because he don't have. Then the rich look at the poor like, bum ass, lazy ass nigga. Ain't got no hustle, ain't got no grind, out here begging, want something for nothing. The fuck out of here, ain't giving you shit. So they it always been that tension between the rich and the poor forever. So, and when the shit kick off, you're gonna have class wars.
For the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another, they shall not regard their king nor princes.
Yeah, so they ain't gonna listen to their president, their mayors, their governors, their idols, their celebrities. You know?
In the course,
Bring that back, the little part back.
for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. In the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able.
Right, because cities got like, it's like that now. Like say you got Jersey and New York. They got like, a lot of, all right, case in point. If you want to work taxi and limousine, Uber, shit like that in New York, you need a TLC license. So what is New York doing? And I don't want New Jersey drivers, PA and Connecticut, the surrounding states flooding our cities. If we do let y'all in, we're going to have to issue y'all a license to come in and work because we don't want too many, our streets already packed. Y'all going to add a problem to our population with our own citizens.
Congested pricing.
Right, congested pricing. And that's what, and sometimes people get mad on a political level and they're going to have barricades. Like, cause like a lot of these neighboring towns, like a lot of these cities, like you got South Orange, you got these neighboring towns, you got Scarsdale, you got these towns that's next, where Shaquat used to live in the Bronx, that little nice neighborhood. Riverdale and shit like that, with the co-ops and all that shit at. Man, they gonna block, man, they gonna be like, yo, y'all niggas ain't coming up here. You gonna see like barricades to where walls to where and motherfuckers with machine troop guns like yo, because we don't want problems from that city spilling over into the next town.
Hey, this is a wall. This is a wall right here. They're gonna have shit like that and across the street from one town to the other.
Right.
Because you got where the Ghana brothers live right across the street from Riverdale. It's two different towns though. So it's going to be a wall build up from one city to one town to the next.
All right. And that's how they used to do in the ancient world. They had walled cities, and you had to go through the gates basically. They ask you, what is you here for? They do that now, like business or pleasure. What brings you to Colombia? Business or pleasure. You know? So, but it's not a wall there, but it's a guard with a machine gun that's asking you, even though your passport and all that good, they still want to know why the fuck you coming over here. And if they think you're doing some off shit, they gonna turn your ass around. You better take, hey, we was young. East Orange right next to North. Well, one of my niggas had a screwdriver on him when the cops jumped out on us. And he was like, yo, what you got this screwdriver for? I thought he was going to lie. He was like, I was about to steal a car. And he was like, yo, if I catch, he took it from him. He was like, yo, if I catch one of you little niggas in the car, I'm going to push you into a tree. Like, as far as chasing you, I'm going to chase you and push you into a tree. He said, don't bring that stolen car shit to North. Take that shit to East Orange. I'll never forget it. Right there on Hawthorne and Finley. He said, yeah. He said, man, do that shit. He didn't say don't do it. He said, do that shit in like another town somewhere. Meaning, like, he's basically putting that city's problem on the next city, to where his captain is not on his ass like that and all of that. And that's what these cities try to do, especially if you live neighboring, like bordering other towns that try to keep a certain prestige to it.
That's how they thought of Nazareth. That's how they thought of Yahushua birthplace as a shithole.
Yeah. What good could come out of it? It said, what good could come from Nazareth?
Damn.
Yeah, when they
all that nonsense up there in Nazareth, but when they came out of Nazareth, it's like, no, not
they
here.
was talking about Yahushua, they was like, where he from? The picture was like, yo, he from Nazareth. And they was like, yo, what good could come from Nazareth? Because they was like, how the fuck the Messiah come out of there? And that's how you know he was a so-called J.